Hi Scorpio, welcome to your new moon in Capricorn reading for January 11th, 2024. 2024 is an 8-year, which is a lot of power, a lot of focus. What you focus on probably moves quite swiftly. It can be a very confident year. You may be feeling very self-confident, but it is also sort of finding the balance. 8 can be a lot of energy, a lot of power, and that can be used for good or its opposite. So there can be tricksters around this year as well. So be cautious in your dealings with people that maybe you don't know so well, or some that you do. Um, so your focus for the next 2 weeks, remember new moons bring in new cycles. The focus for the next 2 weeks, however, is taking steps. Number 4, intention. Okay, so you're moving towards some intention that you have and you're taking a few steps. This should bring you some solidity. This should bring you some stability and maybe good foundations. Nice. Maybe something that you've been pondering or working towards, and now you're going to start those steps now, which makes sense with the new year, I suppose. That's the focus of the reading. Your focus, however, your own personal focus is 5 of Swords. That's a tough one. 5 is instability, changeable energy. Swords are mental energy. This warns that your words can have impact on people. Taking steps, whatever you're working towards, can be maybe you, because it's your focus, right? You may think it might be difficult or something that is hard won. You may get what you want. It may not be the way you want it. Let's see how this goes and how it plays out for the next 2 weeks. The first column is where you find yourself at the beginning of the new moon, or a cycle or something that you are starting for yourself. And I find that interesting because this is taking steps. So it may be something that you're initiating, that you've been wanting to initiate, your intention, right? Because that's the focus here, is your intention. So intending to take steps towards something. The second column is you and how you deal with the situation, how you're behaving, what you're thinking about it, what you're going to do about it. But it is how you're acting. And the third column is the probable outcome. Probable because some things can change, funny, and some things we cannot. We are meant to experience them. So, and that's always for our growth. Okay. Okay, so we can be dealing with a Pisces, a Page of Cups, somebody, it doesn't have to be Pisces, but they are somebody who is young, somewhat immature. Often they are intuitive and psychic. It's an expansive energy, so we want to expand our thinking here. This is probably somebody else, because I do see that there is this idea of helping somebody out. This is the sharing is caring card. And so you can be sharing this with this person, and it doesn't have to be financially, but it can be. But it's helping out people who have, or they can be helping you out. That's also possible here. But there's a bit of a hierarchy, the haves and the have-nots. But there is some balancing going on here with that 6, right? 6 is balance, and we even have the scales here. So there is something that kind of needs to be balanced out. Pentacles, though, are usually material, so things of the earth, finances, health. This can sometimes be the minor ill health, right? Minor but it can also be medications. When this card comes up, I always say it's a good time to check with your physician to make sure all your medications, hopefully you're not on too many, or even your supplements and vitamins and whatever you're taking, herbal, whatever, are all playing nicely together. They all work well together. But there can be some insecurity or some it also feels to me like we want to expand on our knowledge of something. For me, this is a very expansive card, and something that's coming through is we want to know more about a situation, maybe more about how to get healthier this year, or if there is a minor illness, how to take better care of that particular situation. Because it can be something that throws us off balance. Page of Cups, because you're Scorpio, that can be you as well. Maybe you're feeling somewhat insecure about something health-wise, and trying to find balance and trying to find ways of how to balance that out and how to deal with a situation. King of Swords. The King of Swords is my Libra card. This is somebody who's going to have pointy features. They're going to have sharp features, maybe like a pointy chin or a pointy nose, high cheekbones. They are very mentally strong. This is somebody who is master or mastering his mental world. Libra is both sides of the scale, right? So we even have the scales here. Maybe it is something legal. Maybe we have to take money from one situation or from one account to put it into another one for legal purposes. There may be some paperwork that we are having to sign. If it's judicial, both of these cards say that it will probably be fair outcome. It can also be somebody who's going to help the situation out or help you find some balance emotionally and monetarily. Your intuition may be quite strong in this situation. Or maybe you have you could have a feeling about it. Interesting too, because many Libras that I know are psychic or intuitive because they are balanced. And that kind of comes up here as well. There's an intuition with that Page of Cups and the King of Swords next to it. So there is some sort of balancing act that we're doing. Maybe for a few people, the steps that we take, we need a little bit of help with. And maybe that's legal advice, or it can even be monetary. But that's also a possibility here, taking steps. And it can also be like moving money from one account to another, like I said earlier. But with that Page of Cups, there might be some, and the Five of Swords, there might be some insecurity with it, or it's just some things that we don't see. And it can be also things that we don't understand, because there is a naivete with the Page of Cups. This can be quite naive as well. And so maybe we want to take steps towards getting more information from somebody who's more knowledgeable in this, in the scenario, in the situation. You have the Two of Swords, or you're behaving like the Two of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. The Two of Swords is, again, Moon in Libra. You may be thinking about cutting someone or something off, or there needs to be a decision made. And there's a sort, again, we're pondering and reflecting on situations. You can be quite a reflective mood, especially with that Page of Cups there. You may be in a very reflective mood. And when you're doing this, you can be making decisions, right? Like, okay, so this happened the last time. How should I approach it this time? Who should I deal with? What should I deal with? Should I cut something off in favor of something else? Because that Two of Swords for me acts a bit like a scissor. The problem is, and again, we have Libra here a couple times, is that we can see both sides of a situation. We're making it a little more difficult to make that decision. But there is sort of like a reevaluation going on here. Now the Two of Swords says make a decision, because no matter what you decide, there will be challenges and rewards. And it seems to me like you will make that decision, because this is a very self-confident energy. And I remember saying that to you earlier with the number 8. But this is kind of being in alignment. And for me, the feeling here is because the Two of Swords is not in alignment. The head and the heart are not speaking to each other, but that changes. And I think that's part of the reevaluation here. The head and the heart are going to go into alignment. And then it's like the Chariot. You know where you're going. You know where you're headed. Now, this can be a move of some sort, maybe travel of some sort. It doesn't have to be. But whatever it is, there's a little more self-confidence. Whereas this Page of Cups could have some of that insecurity or doubt even. The Chariot card comes in with that good self-confidence. You may be also helping somebody else to make a decision. That's also possible here, and you can help them see situations. It feels to me like it's your scenario here, because you're the one that's making decisions. Cutting off something in favor of something else. And you finally kind of get that self-confidence to do it. The Death card. Big changes. Now the Death card is the Scorpio card. It's associated with Scorpio, whereas the Chariot is associated with Cancer. And so there's a very watery element here, which is always emotion, but we have a mental energy as well. So that's what I mean by your emotions and your logic are not speaking to each other with that Two of Swords. However, that changes. That definitely changes. But remember the impact of your words, okay? Mind how you speak to people. Mind how you, unless you don't want to, but expect repercussions from it. Again, that's always up to you. It's your choice. The Death card. Big changes. Transformations. And the Fool is ready for a new adventure. So we are ending some really big cycles here. And I think that's part of your intention. And I think that brings you stability. But the Fool is taking a leap of faith. It associates nice with the swords, the Two of Swords, because the Fool has the understanding that whatever we run into, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We'll deal with it as it comes, right? That's faith. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad, but whatever it is, I'll deal with it as it comes up. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'll just take it as it comes, and everything will be okay. That's the Fool. It is pure potential as well, which I like. It's like the egg that holds, the seed that holds the entire tree, or chicken. Whatever. Okay, and again you have another sharing card, 2 6s on either side. These are friends, these are people from the past. There can be big changes with people around you and friendships. The scenario comes up of I don't want to make the same mistakes twice or 3 times or 6 times, right? I want to learn from the past. People, this can be memories, this can be a lot of things that come up from the past, but we're seeming to let them go. We're seeming to allow things to change and transform and move on and begin a new cycle with hope and confidence. And it feels to me with that Five of Swords that it is something that's been hard won. And I think you have the thinking of, c'est la vie, whatever. So I said something wrong and the relationship went bad or whatever. I'll let it go. I let it all go. Maybe you don't care what you say to somebody because you're just finished and over and done with it. And so the five, like I said, the Five of Swords is your words have impact, but maybe you just don't care. That's also possible. Okay. Let's see what Spirit has to offer you here. What does Spirit want you to know? Yeah, intuition. Listen to your inner wisdom. That's the Page of Cups. It comes in quite strong here. And you are Scorpio. Okay? All right. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I will return in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. And thank you for listening. It's appreciated. Bye for now.